firing up India's economy will be a big challenge in the year ahead. This once fast-growing emerging nation has slowed sharply over the past year, and the manufacturing sector in particular has been hit hard. Annual factory output slipped to its worst level in 20 years. And while a weaker global economy has hurt India too, many from industry say the problems are mostly homegrown.
The whole investment pipeline has kind of got frozen, largely because of governance issues, projects getting stuck in various approval processes, whether it's environment, whether it's land, whether it's other processes. But fundamentally, on the ground, nothing much happening.
India's economy has been facing the heat, despite the country having aspirations for double-digit growth just a little over a year ago. In fact, official estimates suggest that from April 2012 to March 2013, growth may have slowed to its lowest in a decade. Over the quarter January to March, India's economy is expected to have grown only by around 4.5 to 5% from a year ago. But even so, it is growing faster than bigger economies in Europe and the US. It's also doing better than Japan, which has recently picked up pace. Asia's biggest economy, China, is still the fastest growing. But Indonesia, another emerging giant, is also outperforming India.
The per capita income levels are very low in India, so it needs to grow at 8 to 9% consistently for several decades before it catches up with the advanced economies. Then you look at our peers in Asia. I think they're doing much better than us. I think some of the economies have bounced back to their pre-crisis rate of growth, whereas we are much below our pre-crisis rate of growth.
India is a country with more than 1.2 billion people, which is another reason why it needs to grow fast to generate employment for its mostly young workforce.
Are you currently hunting for a job?
The current slowdown has already impacted job creation. And recruitment agencies like this one in Mumbai have seen a 25 to 30% drop in hiring by companies over the past year.
Earlier, probably if you go back to like 2011-12, almost like literally everybody could easily get a job. Today, you have to be really good and competent enough to get a good job. Mediocre people and people who are probably average have been phased out.
National elections are scheduled for next year, and as the government enters the final year of its term, the Prime Minister has promised that growth will soon pick up, putting a positive spin on it.
We are confident that growth in 2013-14 will be better than 2012-13.
Many wonder, though, if it's a promise he can keep. The government has announced several measures to revive the economy since late 2012, but industry leaders both at home and abroad are waiting to see if these policies can actually be implemented. The worry is that in the run-up to elections, the process of economic reform could fall apart.